does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, you two are back again today for another game review, and today I'm very excited to be checking out USA 1910, the expansion to Ticket to Ride. This is from Days of Wonder. It's for 2 to 5 players, ages up, and it'll take you about 30 to 60 minutes to play. And this is an expansion, so you will need the base game, Ticket to Ride, in order to play the expansion. But in the expansion, you're going to be getting new cards, and new game types, and a bunch of cool stuff. Let's open it up and see how it plays. Alright, then we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Ticket to Ride 1910. First and foremost, you're going to get your handy-dandy rule pamphlet. It is, don't worry about how many pages it is. It's only one page for whatever language you are. The rest of these are actually just different languages because the game is so immensely popular. And as you can see, it's a very short little rule sheet. It will have you up and running in no time. Now, let's go over what you're going to get, because you're only getting cards in this expansion, but oh, it's such nice cards. First and foremost, we have all of our standard Ticket to Ride cards that you know and love. However, you might notice that they're not miniature! Amazing! This is a huge drastic difference, and I don't think anyone will ever go back to playing with the old cards, unless perhaps you have, dwarfism or something and you have very tiny hands. But everybody else is going to stick with these cards because they're much better, nice quality. Next, also, you're going to get your standard 10 points for the Trans-America Express. And then you get some new cards. Let's get to the new cards. The first one is the GlobeTrotter card. This will gain you 15 points. And if you can successfully complete this, you get this if you complete the most tickets. So that's how that works. If you can complete the most tickets, then boom, you get the 15 points. Next, you're going to get more ticket cards, which is great, because that's one thing that if you played the game a lot, like I have, that these tickets really will add a lot of value, because you'll be like, oh, I know exactly where he's going. Whereas with this, you have a huge stack of tickets, so you're never going to know exactly where most people are going. Now, the new tickets they added are called Big City tickets, which will have these little cities represented on them, and these will be all big city to big city, or they'll have at least one big city, I should say, sorry. This one's Chicago to Boston, Portland to Houston, Seattle to Oklahoma City. They're always going to have at least one big city. Now, there's 3 new gameplay modes in the game. The first, we'll just go over this one. This is big cities, and essentially you're just going to have all of these in there. And this just makes it a lot tighter of a game, because everybody's going to have to be going for different various big cities like Seattle and New York and Chicago. You'll always know that you're going to want to get those first, because they're going to get very congested very fast. And those are the big city expansions. Other than that, nothing really changes too much from the base game, except from the fact you're only using these. So, next, you're going to have the 1910 cards. Now, I didn't actually get one of these out. They're going to have I did. They're going to have 1910 listed up the top here. These are just new regular tickets that you can include in the game. Now, the next version of the game mode they have is called the 1910 game mode. In the 1910 game mode, what's going to happen is you're only going to play with the tickets with the 1910 on the top. I don't know why you'd really want to do that. I think you're just kind of limiting how many tickets you have, but whatever. Those are just the 1910 game ticket modes. Last, you're going to get your standard tickets that you know and love, the old ones, and they're just there, being regular. Now, let's go over the other 2 game modes. The 1910 one, as I mentioned, you're only going to use the new cards. You won't be using any of the old cards like these that don't have 1910 up there. So you're going to have to sort through them and take out all the 1910. The Big Cities one, as I mentioned, there's a couple more differences. At the game start, you're going to shuffle all the Big City cards together, none of the other ones. You're going to deal 4 to each player, and then you have to keep at least 2 of those cards. And when you draw, you're going to draw 4 and keep 1. So that's how the Big Cities is. The last game type, and the one that I think nearly everybody plays, at least I know in my game night it's all we play, is the Mega Game. Which sounds pretty mega, but actually it's just kind of common sense. And that's where you just take all the tickets, the big cities, the little cities, the teeny tiny cities, the 1910 cities, the base game cities, you shuffle them up and you say, let's dance, big boy. And when you start off the game with this much tickets, you take 5 tickets. Not 4 tickets, not 3 tickets, you take 5 tickets. You take 5 tickets and you have to keep at least 3 of them. Also, when you draw tickets later on in the game, you get to draw 4 of them and keep 1. And that's all you get in USA Ticket to Ride 1910. Alrighty then, USA 1910, the expansion to Ticket to Ride. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, the 2 new game modes, Big Cities and 1910. Meh. I don't understand. I played them just to try them. I don't understand why anyone on the regular would play those game modes. It just seems like you're kind of limiting your game. I understand the big cities, kind of, because, it stresses, it's going to get clustered up here and there. But to be honest with you, I really don't understand. And I don't think too many people play with those game modes. Also, another con you might have about it is if you didn't like Ticket to Ride, this is probably not going to change your mind because not too much fundamentally has been changed. This is definitely more for regular fans of the game. Moving on to the pros, though, this is a must-own expansion. USA 1910 is an absolutely fantastic expansion. First and foremost because the cards are so big! Well, they're standard size. But they're so big compared to the old mini cards! And another nice thing is all this stuff fits into your base box. Oh, I love when game companies do that, where you can easily fit it inside of the box by just putting it under the bags of trains. Now, granted, if you have more boards, then obviously, well, then you're screwed. But if you just have the base game and you just have the USA 1910, then you can fit everything into the box, which is always a huge perk. Also, I love the new cards. I love the Mega Game. I will never play anything aside from the Mega Game again. Why? Because one of the main problems that a lot of people, me included, ran into with Ticket to Ride when it first released was, it's so awesome and you want to play it all the time! But once you play it all the time, you start to know exactly where everyone is going. So, and that got a little bit annoying, especially when you can block people and be like, how did you know I was going there? Be like, well, because I've played this game 30 times. With the 1910 expansion, that is definitely mitigated. I mean, there's routes that are like, worth 3 or 4 points where it's like literally nothing at all. So you never know exactly where someone's going. I also like the fact you're going to draw more tickets at the beginning. It opens up your options more. I like the, the GlobeTrotter card, because I personally am one of those guys who likes to have 6 or 7 tickets at the end of the game. And, I normally always win this. Overall, USA 1910 expansion, it's as simple as this. If you have Ticket to Ride, if you enjoy Ticket to Ride, get this expansion. It will make your game better. The cards themselves instantly make the game better. Having more tickets instantly makes the game better. The GlobeTrotter, I like it a lot. There's nothing really I have too bad to say about this game. I mean, USA 1910, Ticket to Ride. You like Ticket to Ride, go pick it up. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for your time, YouTube.
That was the review for Ticket to Ride 1910, the expansion. For more reviews and previews, check back at Bauer's Game Corner.
Don't call me Mount Dilmadilt when you're ready to go.
Why not?